Hello everyone, welcome to CodeGuide, and we'll start with the implementation part of the user-defined functions in Python. We'll mention the topic name, user-defined function in Python. Now for the definition part, we'll see a user-defined function. A user-defined function is a block of code, is a block of reusable code that you create that you create using the def keyword. Def keyword. Okay. Now starting with the first part, we'll see what is or some simple function. We'll see the simple function without parameter. Simple function without parameter. Okay. For that, we need to use the keyword def. We need to mention the function name. We have mentioned great. We have not inserted any value which is without parameter, and we'll just try to print here. Hello. Okay. Hello. Welcome to Python. Okay. And I'll just mention now the function name. So whenever I'll mention the function name, what will happen? It will print the output in the function, which is print hello, welcome to Python. Another time I will call it out. Wait, what will happen? The same output. So we can reuse the code again and again, or the block of code. So we mentioned it as the block of reusable code, which we have created using the def keyword. So this is a simple function without parameter. Parameters is that we have not passed any values in the function here. Now we'll see second one, which is function with parameter. Okay, function with parameter. Now I'll mention this is the keyword def to create a function named welcome. Okay, and I will mention just name here. I have mentioned just one parameter, that is the name, and I will print here that hello, hello name, and nice to meet you. Nice to meet. Okay. Now what if I call this function here now after building it? I'll just mention here Harry. So what it should give output? Hello Harry, nice to meet you. I will call the function again and I'll mention another name. Suppose yes. So what it should give? It should give hello yes, nice to meet you. So this is the way we could use a function with a parameter that we have inserted here, that is the name parameter, and we just mentioning the print statement where hello name nice to. It is a simple function just using the parameter. Now we'll see a function with return value. Third is function with return, okay, value. Right? See how it works. We will now create another function named add. Now I have passed in two parameters, A and B, as the input parameter. What I have to do? I will return A plus B. Okay. Now what I will do? I will now you can see with into the function that this is a function which is will be used for addition of any two number. What I'll do? I'll just mention the function name add, and I will mention two numbers 5 comma 5. So what we are getting? We are getting the value. If we have used by using the built-in function or the function, or what we can say the return value. With the return value, what we are specifying, just add the two parameters a plus b, and it will return the output in the function. So if I pass here again, we add suppose 10 comma 10, it should return. So this is the use of return, and you guys can build another function named subtraction and mention two values, and they will do return using just now if I use subtraction a comma b return a minus b, and you can create a function which does the subtraction operation. So this is function with return value. Then we'll see the default parameter value. Next is default parameter value. Okay. Now what I will do, I will just create a function named grid, and I will mention the parameter name equal to get. Okay. I've mentioned here name equal to get, and I will print hello and the name. Now if I'm not mentioning any, now you can see I have a parameter name. Now if I just call out the function here and I will not mention anything. So what it is showing? Hello get. I have not inserted any input parameter here. Now I will insert one. Suppose Virat. Okay. Now let's see what will happen. It will showing hello Virat. So we can use the default parameter values also. If you are not inserting any value, it will show hello get. And if we are inserting any value, it will show the particular name. So this is the use of default parameter value. You can try different. Suppose for addition, you can do another default parameter value if you are not adding any another value. So that is used. Now we'll see the function with multiple parameters. Next is function with multiple parameters. We'll build a function here. Def student info, and I will mention there are three parameters, input parameters, that is the name, age, and grade. Okay. First of all, we'll use the print statement. For that, use that string. Then we'll mention the name, which will be the name of the product, name variable, name input parameter. Then next will be age, right? Age, we'll mention age, and the third one will be the grade, which will be the grade. Okay. Now we have built this function with name student info. Now we will call it out student info, and I will pass some value here. Suppose I pass Tom. Okay. First is the name, we pass it Tom. Second is the age, suppose 25, and third one is the grade here. Alright. Now suppose I pass here, I need to reduce the age here. I'll mention it as suppose 14. Okay. So for 14 it will be suppose 8 class. So 8 grade. So I'll mention 8. Okay. This is the output. Name Tom, age 14, and grade. This is the function using multiple parameters. You can try different examples using different functions. Pass in different input parameters here. I have used here suppose name, age, grade. You can insert another value. Suppose name, age, grade, address. We have different examples to try. Now next is keyword argument. So if I now you can see I have mentioned the thickness according to your name is Tom, age 14, and grade is 8. Now what if I shuffle the input parameter? Suppose I try here 14, okay, and then I try here 8, which is wrong, but we'll see what will be the output, and then I'll try here Tom. So what do you guys think? What will happen here? You see, I will run this cell. So what it is showing? Name is 14, age is 8, and grade is Tom. So which is not a good way. So we have another parameter, that is the keyword argument, to which we can pass any value, but we need to mention the parameter name here. So next one is the keyword argument. Keyword argument. Okay. Keyword argument. We mention the variable name student info, or the function we are calling the student info. I will mention here now. Suppose I want the age first, so I will mention age equal to 15, right? I will mention grade equal to suppose 9. and I will mention the name. Name equal to Roshan. Uh, we'll see. We got the output name Roshan, age 15, and grade 9. So this is the use of keyword argument to pass input parameters as per our request and get the right output. Now we'll see how we could return multiple values. So seventh will be how we could return multiple values. Okay, we'll use the keyword depth. We have uh, rectangle area parameter. The function name here. For rectangle, we have two input parameters. That is the length, right, and second one is the width. Now, what is the area of a rectangle? Okay, and length into width. That is the area of the rectangle. And what is the formula for perimeter? Any guesses? Perimeter, which is 2 into length plus width, right? Length plus width. Now, what I will do? I will return area as well as perimeter. Okay, perimeter. Right. I will see how it looks. Now, what I will do? I will just call out the function here. Copy this. I will pass the two values. Suppose I will passing length as 15 and width I am passing 5. Okay, I will run it. So we got first of all the area, that is 75, and perimeter as 14. In this way, we can also insert multiple or return multiple values here. In this case, we have written area and perimeter. Now you can guys build a different function finding the suppose for square, rectangle we have seen. We can try a square, circle. We can find the area of a circle. Likewise, we have different objects in math. You can try for. You can build different functions for each symbol or the each parameter like square, rectangle, right? Now we'll see we can use using R to accept variable number of arguments. So next is using R to accept variable number of arguments. Argument. Okay. Now I want to calculate total marks of any particular student, right? So I'll build a function name total mark and I will just do here mark and I will print total total which is the sum of mark. Okay, I'll call this function that is the total mark and what I will do, I'll insert some values for mark. Suppose first of all I am inserting 75, then 85 and then 90. So let's see what will happen. It will give the output as sum, right? It has given the 250 as addition of total mark. Now what if I try different values, total mark, and I will just mention two values there. Suppose 55 and 65, right? You are getting the value as 120. Now I'll try another example. Total mark. I'll mention suppose I'll mention multiple values. 56, 76, 89, 90, 87, 64, 92. Now I'll see. Okay. Still it is getting the output. So this is the use of R to accept variable number of arguments. Any number of arguments you can pass in. It can be one and it can be as many as you can pass the value. Hope you guys understood. Now we'll see using quad for name argument. So next is 9 plus was 4 name argument. Okay. Now what I'll do, I'll just build a function here, name student detail. Okay, student detail and pass some input here. And the whole was okay. Now I will build a so we'll build a dictionary type. So we for the dictionary type. So using for loop for key, comma, value in was dot item was dot item and will print key and value. Okay. First of all, we'll type up the function. Now function is over. We'll call it out. Just observe what is happening. Student details. Now here I will mention name as Rohit. Rohit age will be 16. Okay, and grade would be 9. Right. So grade equal to 9. Let's see what happens. So we are getting by using the for loop, we are getting a name as Rohit, age 15 and grade 9. Now we'll insert another value here for the student details function. Student details. First of all, I will mention name as Mangesh. Okay, age would be 13, right? And grade, instead of grade, I will mention address, right? And I will mention suppose name. Okay, what happens here? First, we are included grade here. It has shown grade. Now we have introduced the address. It is showing address, name, age. In this way, we can insert multiple values with the keys here. First of all, so we need to mention here. We not to mention just Mange. So we need to mention that this is a name, this is an age, and this is an address. So you guys have understood using Quark for name argument. Now, moving on, we'll see function calling another function. Okay, suppose next is the 10th one, that is the function calling another function. Okay, so I will build a function here named square. I will have input parameter as x, and what it will do, it will just return the square x into y. Okay, now I will build this function. Now I will build another one named as display square. Okay, and here will be the number n. I will say result is equal to square. I'm calling out this function. See closely. I'm calling out a function, this function square here, and I'm making the value n here. Okay, and then I'm printing that square is and result. Okay, so first function is just returning the value of the square, but the second function, that is the display square, it calls out the first function for squaring the value, and this function will display the result. So what I will do after building this function, I'll call out display square, and I will mention some value. Suppose I mention 10. It is showing square is 100. Now if I call this function square, the original one, the first one, I will mention 10. So what it will give output? Just okay. It is just giving me 100. But when I'm passing to value to the second function, that is the display square, where we call out the first function, we are getting the value square is 100, right? So I hope we guys are on the same page and we have understood the function calling another function. Okay. Now we'll build a function to check even or odd. If a number is even or odd, we'll check that. Check. even or odd, right? We'll build a function named check even, and we'll pass input parameter as num. So we'll use the equals condition. If num is divided by 2 equal to 0, then it is, we can print that this is an even number, right? Even number. Else we will print it as odd number, right? Now I'll just pass input to this function. Suppose I make it 5. So what it should give now? It should give it as odd. So I gave as 10 and it should return even. Now we'll see a function, or we'll build a calculator function here. Okay. So next would be calculator. Okay. Calculator. Okay. I want to build a calculator where we do only addition and subtraction, right? So first will be the value a comma b, right? And next would be the operation which I want to do. Now we'll use the if else condition. If operation equal to suppose add, then it should return a plus b. Okay. Else operation equal to subtract, subtract, right? Then we should return what should we return? A minus L. If another operation is passed, we should return it as invalid operation. Okay, invalid operation. I will call out this function calculator, calculator, and we'll pass some values, suppose 10 and 5. I will mention I want to add this number. You see, this one is 15, and suppose I am providing here multiply, and it will show invalid operation. If I do subtract, right, we give 5 as well. So in this way, we have built a simple calculator which is doing the addition and subtraction. Now, we build another function which is used to calculate average. Okay. Okay. Use function to calculate average. Okay. That of average, what will be the mark, and we'll return sum of. So what is the formula for average? Sum of mark divided by length of mark. Okay. Build a simple function to calculate the average. Now what I will do, I will say print average. Okay. Average. I will mention the function name average 75, 85, and full 90. See what it gives. So it is given 83, 133 is the average. Okay. I will insert some other values here. Suppose 90 and 85. Okay. See 83.75, 65, 55, 95. Okay. See the average here now, which is 77.5. So in this way, we can build the user defined function. It can be used as a reusable block of code, and it will reduce the number of lines basically. So hope you guys are clear with this topic, and we'll see in the next section with the new topic. Till then, bye.